Henderson City Council, July 16th, 2025 is called to order. First order of business is the minutes of the June 18th, 25. Any additions or corrections? If not, I will move to adopt.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion made and carried. Request to appear before the council with Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation. Not going to be here, so we will move on to the reports. The first one I answered Troy's question. They haven't updated the we were just talking about that while you were watching studying.
Okay, that was right now. The questions
I understand. Focused. So we will move on to, the police chief is not here. His report is in the packet. City administrator.
Okay, first order for me is a couple resolutions to declare police officer eligibility for public employees, police and fire plan, PERA. 12 of our part-time new officers have met the salary threshold of $425 in 1 month, and so they do qualify for PERA. State of Minnesota requires a resolution to allow part-time police into the PERA plan, and that's what these resolutions do. They certify. Resolution 2025-15 and 2025-16 resolutions to declare police officer eligibility for Christopher Doyle and
This is pretty standard, I'm guessing. Anytime they get over 425 in one pay period, this is the next step. And we always anticipate that that's going to happen at some point.
I'll make that motion
Okay,
for
motion.
both resolutions.
I'll second it. Motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion made and carried.
second request for council action. So for the past couple of months, we've been looking at IT accounts, updating city emails and city web addresses, and sort of come to the conclusion that much of the infrastructure in the office is quite outdated. Copiers probably got 15 years, one system probably is 30 years old. And then the biggest thing is that there is very limited firewall and security measures. If something were to happen in that office, we could lose everything at this point. I spoke with several different vendors, landing on coordinated business solutions. They have, I think, the best all-in-one solution that will get basically all of that on a 5-year replacement cycle. I think if we look just at some of the cost estimates, the copier net increase of zero would actually probably be cheaper to go with this new sort of per month instead of purchasing these things in bulk. Phone systems, there would be a net increase of $150 per month, but we'd also take away quite a bit of current expense that's already in there. The biggest cost increase is going to be the managed IT, new computers, and much of the old new hardware, firewall, switches, things that are going to allow us to sort of be able to withstand pretty much anything going forward. I think the biggest part is that it is managed IT. It's something that they do specifically for the city offices, for the city of Henderson. And we can sort of take a step back from that and dramatically limit our liability as we go forward. So I would think this is going to have definitely some long-term financial considerations as we go, but it's almost something at this point that just we need to seriously consider doing this if we want to limit our liability and operate as best as we can. I did include the proposal in here to sort of breaks all of that down a little further, but I've had 3 meetings with these guys. There's 3 going to come down, and we've talked about it quite a bit. I think this is what they have some plans. I think I would probably recommend that, as submitted, these technology upgrades. I did ask them to increase it to a 60-month lease so that we can just stick on a 5-year replacement cycle instead of paying off early and then having to wait and see what happens. So I think this just keeps everything on schedule, much easier to budget for. We know it's coming essentially every 5 years. It's a monthly subscription.
This rate is presented as fixed for 5 years?
Yeah. Yep. The only thing that would vary on this would be the cost of copies, and that would be the same for any copy or purchased or leased or otherwise.
Do we pay per copy?
We do. It's a very cheap rate. This is compared to what we have now, multitudes cheaper.
Do we pay more for color copies?
Yes. Yeah.
Does this include the maintenance agreement and toner and everything?
Yes, includes.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
I think
I
it's
do too.
absolutely necessary.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion made and carried.
Okay. Second request for council action. We've done some work on the fountain, getting a Superior Ponds out of the creek to put stuff in and take a look at things. He essentially recommends a pump replacement, a full pump replacement for a pump that's more suited for that fountain. He thinks about a $500 charge for chemicals that would be specifically created for that type of fountain, that it's not lined. And there's option on clean all that in-house, and he said they can train city staff on how to do all of that proper cleaning, when to get, when to flush the water out and do all of that. The pump itself is just shy of $1,400, and then it would be about $510 for a full year supply of the water treatment. The rest would be in-house. And I think he said he could get that going very quickly. Beyond that, it would just be normal maintenance and then chemical charge, $500 to $600 a year as we move forward. I think I would recommend approval of those changes where city staff is handling the cleaning to keep the cost down as low as we can, but it's looking to be about $2,000 right now.
I think we need to do it.
I'll make a motion. You have to do it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion made and carried.
Is the council okay if I ask the relief if they'll donate some funds towards it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very-
Don't want to ask if it's not okay.
We'll take the money.
Let's see. Carry on then. People Service submitted this report. They've been quite busy, because as we all have seen. This month the big thing was they cleaned up the entire inside of the water tower, showered that out. Did notice a pretty good a failure of the O-ring top on Monday, water pouring out. But McGuire came in and he took care of it. He was on top of that. There was, last night with all the rain, the radio station did throw an alarm for high water level. He went out at 1:30 in the morning and took care of it, so no issues there. It was fine at that point.
I'm very impressed with him. I can't tell you how much communication he had with fire over the water tower cleaning. It was unbelievable.
I'm really pleased.
They had quality control came in, installed all of our emissions, so everything at this point is set up so we can see everything on the app, what the pumps are doing, how they're working. They did pull all the pumps, all 4 pumps out of the main and intermediate lift stations. They'll have reports on that. That just happened the other day, so they'll be coming next month. What could be happening with that? But yeah, other than that, good progress. So they're in town this week from headquarters in Omaha. They're doing all of they're locating essentially all the manholes, all the shutoffs, every piece of equipment, GPS. They're busy.
Did we ever figure out the lights on the water tower?
Yes. Lee Lee is working. Lee believes that it should be required. He's going to take a look at it. We're going to look into that still, but it's going to get taken care of. There might be a small purchase for us to get new housing up there, but all of it's, we'll get there.
Any theories as to why the water usage, this garden and people watering stuff,
Yeah, it's what we're getting to this time of year.
18,000 gallons?
Yeah, it'll pick up all through about September.
That it?
Yeah, if we want to have Chris.
Oh, Chris is here.
It's snuck in.
No, that's fine.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm just going to go through a handful of things here. I'm not sure which one you have on here for me first. Would be close-up or?
Yeah, it was also.
All right, so you should have the final payment for the 2023-24 project completed by Turkey. This is the reconstruction project. This is a final payment. All the closeout documents have been submitted. After final payment is made, there's a 2-year warranty on their work still. So if any little things do pop up, it is still covered by that warranty for 2 years after payment is made. So all the work's been completed. The sewer service repairs, those protruding taps were cut out a month ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that. And so that's been addressed. That's kind of one of our last little things. I'm not aware of anything else too much. I guess it's at least something that would stop us from closing up the project. So with that, I guess let's see if there's any questions on the process or anything. But this would be last payment. Everyone's agreed to the number, and won't be any more claims on it. I don't know if you need to take action on payments or anything like that. There's nothing formal. Okay. Next project, the Hummingbird Trail project. So this one, we did have a pre-construction meeting last week to review schedule. Contract starts on the 28th of July. I'll get some information out for some sort of call press release, I guess, but just a release for social media or where we want to put out there for people to kind of make them aware of the improvements and the schedule. But it's going to be July 28th through about the second week of September. So there's 42 calendar days allowable to complete the work, starting with some of the storm sewer work, moving into trail paving pretty much right at the end. So nothing that's necessarily concerns me with that schedule. WW Blacktop is the general contractor that will be completing the bulk of the work on it.
42 calendar days, is that per contract?
Per contract.
Schedule.
So once they start, they have 42 calendar days to finish. So if they start a week later, they have a week later to finish it. But I believe the completion is September 18th, something like that, regardless. So if they start too late, they still have to meet that completion date. So this is trying to tie in with the rest of the County Road 6 improvements, hopefully being open by September 1st. So around the same time, trail and the 2 trails should be completed around the same time, I guess. So that's just kind of the general schedule on that. But I do also have a proposal from Braun Intertech in your packet tonight. And this would be for materials testing on the project. The project is a state aid, MnDOT state aid project. So you do need to follow their process and their requirements. So I did request proposals from Braun Intertech, American Engineering Testing, and Chosen Valley Testing. I actually requested them ahead of your June council meeting, and none of them responded. I extended that out for another 3 weeks and got a proposal from Braun Intertech, but not the other 2. So, sorry. It's just a busy time of year and not many can take on the work. So this is essentially, when they put these together, they make an assumption on how much work they think will be required, and they will provide that proposal. So that's what you have in front of you, is their assumed amount of work on the contract meeting state aid requirements. Could be slightly less, could be slightly more, but the assumed amount is about $17,393.50. As a reminder, the associated costs with improvements are going to be city costs. They will not be reimbursable by the grant. So we will try to control that a little bit. There's some things that we can complete for testing. We can watch them do the roll testing, bring a truck through there. If we have somebody out there, there's some things we'll take care of on our own, but we're not going to be pulling samples and concrete testing and those kinds of things. So those will still need to be done by a third party.
Understood.
Do we have to approve it?
We need to approve the contract or approve Tim to enter into a contract, however you want to go through that, so that we can authorize them to begin work.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to approve Brown Intertech.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion made and carried.
Let me just give a quick Allison Spark update here. So we've kind of started working on our base drawings here, but we would like to organize a kickoff meeting for making sure we have all the right things in there. It's just electrical improvement, I understand that, but I want to make sure that we're all on the same page before we start putting too much or trying to keep that down as much as we can. So I want to make sure we're on the right path before we get going too far. So if that's something we just want to schedule, or if it's a Parks Committee thing, I don't know what the process would be in that. So I guess contact you,
Yeah.
set something up, or
I'll see
Okay.
if everybody wants to come up with a date.
okay. And I guess there's one general comment I heard about you're happy with People Services. So as part of each of these projects, the last project specifically, we did shoot all the curb stops after completion. So if there's any data you'd like us to provide, that'd be supplemental. So I assume they're doing GIS for that. I can certainly provide that information. So we've shot it through basically a third of the town, I guess at this point, has been topographically surveyed. And then I believe we shot all the sanitary manholes back in 2020. So there might be some information we can provide.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get that over the next week or so. Otherwise, let's see if there's any questions for me, or?
Nope, you know.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, you got your hand up? Yes.
Just some updates on levy stuff. We're, on higher water right now, so Empire's not going to get started on scoping out those pipes quite yet. Same thing on some of the work we talked about last month when Tom was in. We're just going to wait for the water to come down a bit before we get back in and start working on the packet from the core. Let's see, moving down. Grants closed up with DNR last week. I'll pay for that first grant coming in. I can start to concentrate on that second grant, which is quite a bit bigger on the paperwork side. There's about 85,000 coming in from that yet, so we'll get going on that pretty quick. Our direct grant, I think Amy wants to talk about that a little bit later. Still waiting on workforce development grants from Tim Needus for the first drawdown. I think that's going to be, we think he's thinking a little bit later in the summer to get that moving. Shutoffs, I have July 28th. There's about 11 that are very, very delinquent at this point. We'll send out some door knock letters on the 28th. Shutoffs are going to happen the next day. Talk to Lee about it, and he will get that going. Just shy of 24,000 is due out of those right now. Mission monitoring our SCADA systems and the interlock between the main and lift stations are all fully installed. Seeing data from all of that, which is nice to see. I have a meeting with the MPCA on the 18th with myself and Keith and City Attorney People Service with Mankato. We'll update on that next month. That's all I have. Chris closing out with Jeremy, and it looks like there's going to be about $100,000 left over from that project. We'll probably do that a little bit later, but I think there's going to be a culvert repair that we're going to want to look at to use up those funds by the end. I want to say at the end of maybe late fall 2026. We'll have to get that moved up. We'll get into that soon. That's about all I have.
Amy, I think you're chomping at the bit to...
I'm excited to announce that Henderson Recreation received $205,000 from the Minnesota DNR, so we are super excited to receive that grant. We're still awaiting all the details from the DNR on all the details of how that's going to work, but we had a meeting the other night, so we're really going to be ramping up fundraising because we're hoping to start construction in the spring. So we need to raise at least $50,000 yet. So we are planning a fundraiser almost every month until spring. So the party or the thing on August 10th is pretty much just going to be like a kickoff event, hoping to get the community excited about the splash pad. And now that it's more of a viable opportunity, we're hoping more people will donate, knowing that it really is going to happen. We also received $15,000 from the Carl and Verna Schmidt Foundation, so we got that as well. We have a couple more grants out there that we're waiting to hear from, and then there's still a few more that we're going to apply to. So, and we have a lot of in-kind for this grant, so that's how we're making, because we have to have matching, so we needed 205 matching. A lot of it's in-kind labor.
This is huge. This is fantastic work by...
Thank you.
by your
We are
group.
not there yet, but we are closer.
Super.
So we're pretty excited, yeah.
How much did you get from Schmidt?
15,000.
I just got word from the Army Corps of Engineers today that they've found the funding to do the study we're pushing them to
Oh,
do.
good.
So,
Sweet.
yeah. So, grant's fine. It's slated for fiscal year 26, which is probably starts now for the Army Corps of Engineers. But they do have approval funding for the study, so that moves forward. And then like Tim said, we're headed down to Mankato to negotiate with the MPCA, which should prove interesting.
Do you negotiate with them?
Oh yeah, we'll be in negotiation. Yeah. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Then we have the bills.
High spend month, as expected. We have second half bond payments, second half insurance, Jerby contracting, final pay. People service is higher than it will be going forward, and that's simply because we're paying hourly rate for last month still on this bill, and they bill it at by 1 month, so it'll be, back to 11,500-ish last month. But other than that, everything else is acceptable.
All right, well,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay.
I got a second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Sales tax update.
Yeah. So we received our first, we'll say sales tax receipt for about $1,800 for the month of May. However, there's about a $15,500 startup cost state of so is going to be charging Henderson. And so that'll chip away as we go on here.
We charge you $15,000
Yeah.
to,
They get money first.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So we have a balance of a little over $13,600 payable, and that'll probably happen over the next 6 months or so. But it's important because I think we knew that was going to be, but not to that extent, and so bond payments and such, we'll have to think about it a little bit later on.
Did we get that back from the state?
No.
Just checking.
No, that is not possible. I stuck the email in that she sent me just to explain a little further into it. But,
It's kind of like we're at the bottom.
the only other thing I have in here, I just put in a mid-year budget summary. I won't go through all of this. There's a bunch of numbers on the second page if you want to take a look at those. But essentially, the big one is you're finding there's a large cash balance in the general fund right now. used to pay off that TAC bond in April 1st of next year. So as we go on, continue to go on, we'll look at cash for the end of the year and the rest of these payments. And as all the rest of our funds come in, we'll continue to update this. But we would still expect to have a second TAC bond coming in early 2026. And that leads to talking with Todd. He would still like to come in and talk to all of you probably. He said he has some availability next Wednesday or the following Wednesday, 7 p.m. if that would work. I think before we get too far in the budget, we should probably talk to him and have him present information to FMP. Try to locate a date.
Either of those dates would work for me.
The second would be better for me.
Which one? What are the dates again?
Next Wednesday.
The next 2 Wednesdays.
Okay.
The 30th would be better for me too.
Yeah, because I just committed to something for the 23rd.
I work to a 10:30 on the 23rd.
So
Does the 30th works better? Yeah.
Fine.
that works. You'll be happy.
So I have to leave my point. Does 6:30 work that day, Lisa? Does 6:30 work for everybody?
What number?
Does 6:30 work for everybody that night, the 30th?
6:30? Sure.
Even earlier works.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6. Let's do.
You want to do 6?
Make sure Todd knows that.
Yes.
And the library will have $10,000 coming in next week from the Friends of the Library.
Oh,
Very
Because
good.
we agreed to pay 15,
okay.
and we gave them 5, so they would come in next week.
Okay.
Our Christine.
I think that's all I had. Just do those moves.
Any old business, new business? Revised meeting schedule is any revisions made outside of Tom's meetings? Okay.
Tim, you want to put fire district on for next Monday?
That's Monday.
Yeah.
7 too.
7:30. 7:30. It's always at 7:30. Yeah. If nothing else,
How's, I'll ask if we did catch on, I know she's sharp.
Yeah, she's doing really well. Very pleased with her progress so far. She's taken some good initiative to really learn that stuff.
Okay, awesome.
Is the water down at Thunder Park?
What's that?
Is the water level down at Thunder Park?
Coming back up.
Yet.
Still can't walk on the sidewalk or the trail,
it's still on the sidewalk.
because I just went for a walk, it's still covered. I had to turn around.
We're watching to see that there's probably some work to do on the floats yet. Once with the new control panels and all that, they're still operating. I think we talked about that at that meeting a couple weeks back. I guess we'll just have to see what it looks like and what tolerance we have for it. But I do want to see how it kind of does on its own more tonight. See sure it actually happens there. Look at it again in the morning.
All right, and if there's nothing else, meeting's adjourned.